What if I told you that the biggest problem in your life isn't overthinking? It's that you don't even realize why your brain keeps doing it. Every night you tell yourself, "I'm done thinking about this." But the moment your head touches the pillow, your mind starts replaying old conversations, imagining worst-case scenarios, and creating problems that haven't even happened. One thought becomes 10. 10 become 100. Before you know it, you've spent hours worrying about things that may never happen. Sound familiar? Here's the surprising truth. Your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. It's actually trying to protect you. The problem is that it's using an ancient survival system in a modern world. And once you understand how that system works, you'll finally know how to stop overthinking instead of letting it control your life. Think about the last time you overthought something. Maybe someone left your message on seen. Maybe your boss or teacher gave you a strange look. Maybe you made one small mistake during a presentation or an exam. Logically, you knew it probably wasn't a big deal. But your brain refused to let it go. It kept asking, what if they think I'm stupid? What if I fail? What if everything goes wrong? Within minutes, one small event turned into a disaster inside your mind. This doesn't happen because you're weak or because something is wrong with you. It happens because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors lived in a world full of real dangers. Missing a predator could mean losing your life. So the human brain evolved to notice threats before anything else. Scientists call this the negativity bias. Your brain naturally gives more attention to danger than to comfort because, for thousands of years, that kept humans alive. The problem is that your brain hasn't fully adapted to modern life. Today, it often treats an unanswered text message, a difficult conversation, or a small mistake as if it were a life-threatening emergency. That's why your heart races, your stomach feels tight, and your thoughts refuse to stop. Here's something even more interesting. Your brain cannot always tell the difference between a real danger and an imagined one. Every time you replay the same fear in your head, your brain reacts as if that situation is actually happening. Stress hormones increase, your body becomes tense, and your mind starts searching for even more reasons to worry. It's like adding more wood to a fire. The more attention you give those fearful thoughts, the bigger and stronger they become. That's why simply telling yourself, "Stop overthinking," almost never works. In fact, the harder you try to force a thought away, the more powerful it becomes. So what should you do instead? The first step is surprisingly simple. The moment you notice yourself overthinking, pause for a second and ask yourself one question. Is this a fact? Or is it just a story my brain is creating? This single question changes everything. It forces your brain to separate imagination from reality. Most of the time, you'll realize that you're reacting to possibilities, not facts. That small moment of awareness is often enough to weaken the cycle of overthinking. The second step is to replace thinking with action. Your brain loves unfinished problems because unfinished problems feel uncertain. But action creates certainty. If you're worried about an exam, study for 20 minutes. If you're worried about your health, schedule a medical checkup. If you're worried about a conversation, write down what you want to say. Even a tiny action sends a powerful message to your brain. I'm handling this. And once your brain feels that you're taking control, it has much less reason to keep repeating the same fearful thoughts. Finally, remember this. Not every thought deserves your attention. Your mind produces thousands of thoughts every single day, and many of them are automatic, exaggerated, or completely false. Just because your brain imagines the worst doesn't mean the worst will happen. In fact, most of the things people worry about never become reality. Mentally strong people aren't those who never overthink. They're the ones who learn to observe their thoughts without believing every single one of them. So the next time your mind starts creating endless what-if scenarios, don't panic and don't fight your thoughts. Instead, understand what's happening inside your brain. Because the moment you stop treating every thought as the truth, you take away its power. Your mind becomes calmer, your decisions become clearer, and you finally start living in the present, instead of getting trapped in imaginary futures. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the person who chooses which thoughts deserve your attention. And that choice can change your life. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about psychology, brain science, and practical habits to become mentally stronger. Make sure to subscribe and join us for the next video.